4 psychological drivers that makes an ex come back after no contact. It's a very short and sweet video. I wanted to highlight those 4 psychological drivers, things that I see every single day with my clients that are working, proven to work from a psychological point of view. Jiggle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
The first psychological element, things that we all have in common, regardless of the attachments, regardless of your ex's character. People will tell me that they're stubborn. This works with everyone. Time erases everything. This is how our brain works. When we feel about pain, when we feel about negative events, the intensity of these events will differ from the day things happen to us versus in 3 months' time. And so the pain will always seem distant. The bad things will always seem distant. The fights that you had together will lose their intensity. The emotions, those negative emotions, will lose intensity. And usually what our brain does, we filter in and out memories and we keep the good ones, right? So what will happen, and again, this is for everyone. What will happen is that your ex will filter in and out memories from their brain, and they will keep the good ones. The negative ones, yes, they'll still be there, but they will be less intense. And what will happen very quickly at some stage after you go no contact, they will start to build a bit of nostalgia for those happy moments. Those happy moments that are actually harder to reconnect with when you are having a fight with your partner, for example, or when you disagree on things. Okay, usually when people break up, they tend to overestimate or really put their attention on the negative traits of their ex, and they forget the good ones. And by going no contact, we reverse the dynamic. Those negative traits will become distant. Those negative things will become less intense, and they will be replaced very quickly by positive things. This is a phenomenon that works with every single one. That's how our brain works. That's how our brain operates. An example that I use a lot is when you have young kids. My kids are now grown up, but when you have newborn, the sleepless nights, those nights where you don't sleep, where you feel like you're exhausted. When you think about your first years as a parent, you don't necessarily have, of course, you know that you couldn't sleep, that was very difficult, and so on and so forth. But when you look at those memories, you look at them with fondness, with nostalgia, forgetting the pain that was really in the moment when you slept just 3 hours per night for 6 months, for example, which was the case for me. So time erases everything. Use no contact effectively. Before I move on to the number 2, I just want to invite you to, we're going to do a 1-week challenge for people who want to find the support, find the tools during this no contact. Maybe you've started no contact recently, maybe you're about to go no contact, or just simply want to reconnect and learn more from myself, from Elizabeth who worked with me. We're going to have daily coaching call this week, and the idea is to really bring more clarity, bring more awareness. We're going to work with like-minded people in this small cohort of people. Join me. There are links in the description if you want to join. Hopefully when I publish this video, you'll still have spaces available, hopefully, because we want to restrict the number of people to make it more of an interactive experience. Number 2, they mixed up your qualities and your shortcomings. That is so classic. We all do that. Patience, I can use that person. They are very patient. I can take advantage of that person. They are caring. Perhaps that's a trait of your personality. You're a caring person. And they might be thinking, they are clingy, they are needy, they want more of me. Okay, it's very different, right? And so with any qualities, with any qualities, you can find a type of shortcomings. If you are resentful of a situation, if the routine of the relationship, if, for example, you've started to settle a relationship where you felt roommates and not lovers anymore, this is when we start feeling oh, my partner is driven, which was, we were attracted by those traits, for example, but then it becomes like he's selfish, he's a workaholic, he doesn't think about me, he doesn't think about the kids. Or you're thinking, I was attracted by the fact that he was super smart, and now you feel, oh, it's so complicated, everything needs to be discussed, everything needs to be debated. He or she is the same person, you are the same person, but the way we see things, the way we perceive their personality, their qualities has differed. Okay, and that's why it's important. No contact will really make this sort of perception, will change the perception and rebalance things to be more objective. People who have an avoidant attachment style, sometimes they trigger, they deactivate by focusing on the negative traits or by shifting how they see the problem. Problem solver, confrontational. You can list, there are probably 50 of those. You get my point. Actually, let me know in the comment section if you have any sort of qualities that you felt your ex told you, look, I'm breaking up with you because of this and that, which were qualities, which were things they were attracted by. Distance creates mystery. The problem is when you stay in touch with your ex, you don't create any form of mystery. It's expected. They know that they can get you whenever they want. The thing is, you are curious about what they're up to. Even though they took the decision, I can guarantee you that they're also curious about what you're up to. Unless they don't care about you, unless they don't have feelings for you. If you're watching this video, I hope it's because you know there's something you can recover from. You know that your relationship was based on mutual feelings. And so what's very important to understand is that we missed what we don't have. If you think about seduction is around the mystery. What attracts us when we go on a date with someone for the first time is, okay, I want to know more about that person. I want to know more about their story, the rationale around them. I want to discover those things. And so very often when we are in a long-term relationship and that routine is taking place, this is where we don't have the mystery anymore, the sparkle anymore. So that's why sometimes couples will break up because they feel like, I know that person by heart. And because there's no surprises and I can expect the same thing, I know what to expect, I feel bored and I feel disconnected. And so creating a form of this mystery is a form of seduction. So the thing is, when you do this, remember, that's also a very common mistake. Because your ex will get in touch at some stage, don't go all in. Don't feel like, it worked. Now they want to get back with me. Now this mystery is putting them a lot of pressure. They want to know, they want to connect, which means that they want to get back with me, which means like we are able to get back together. It's a process and it takes time. So when they break the contact, or if you decide to be proactive and break the contact, don't go all in if they reach out, okay? Fourth one, the fear that you are gone for good. People act upon fear more than motivation. Yes, they took the decision, but the thing is, when they took the decision, there is always an element of uncertainty. Always. If they had something special with you, and I've had like couples where they're starting to divorce, they thought like, look, really thoughtfully about this. They're convinced about that, they will tell you that I'm convinced, I'm sure, but there's always an element, there's always like 5 or 10%. If he or she does that, I might have changed my decision. So no contact would be very hard for them to deal with because it becomes real. Because of course they made this assumption, but they're not sure. Nobody is 100% sure. And by going no contact, by creating this sense of loss, you will increase the uncertainty. You will increase that fear, that anxiety that comes with the breakup. If you're in touch with them, they feel no repercussion. They feel like, okay, I took my decision, I'm still in touch with them, so in case I want to change my mind, I know my ex is around. So it's very important because you want to trigger this question in their mind, is it really what I wanted? Okay, it's very important. This with also the fact that in the process, during the contact, you're doing the work. Because to get back with someone, to build a better relationship, something needs to change. So Focus on what you can change in your life. Design a life that will create the conditions for a better relationship, and that's what we will cover in our week challenge. And from that point, if you create that mystery, if you create that space, trust me, your ex will get in touch at some stage, and that will be the first step. Will you get back together or not depends on you. Any question, anything else, don't hesitate to comment. Also, if you want to support, you can subscribe. That does help me a lot, and I'm grateful to have so many of you joining me every single day. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.
For a long time, get up, nah, I ain't a quitter. Toss me the ball, I'm a really big hitter. Big picture, I'm a straight killer.